see if I can get it. Okay, we are recording. So yay! It is March 10th, and we are doing our group call here with your coach here, Casey, and assistant Princess Leia, who's really happy to be here. And what's my phone doing here? Okay, I'm trying to get a screen. You guys may have to put yourselves on mute. I don't know. We'll just have to see if it does anything funny with the sound. That's what it will require. And we can always unmute you to talk. So I'm going to talk a little bit about keeping how to do this whole healthy meal planning, meal prepping, meal planning, sticking to a set meal plan and everything while on a budget. I will also talk about anything else that you guys want to talk about, but that was one thing that was requested by one of the other group members. And it's something that I love to talk about, because when I first started my journey here with Beachbody, a few years back, I was at home on what was supposed to be maternity leave, and I never went back to work initially. My son had a lot of health issues, so I was kind of just hesitant to leave him in the care of anyone else. So I was staying at home. We were really, really strapped financially, and I still really wanted to do this for myself and my family. So I kind of borrowed money, patched it together to buy my first challenge pack and to start PIO, and to get Shakeology to be part of my budget. I had to do some serious looking at my budget. I had to do a lot of reorganizing and figuring out, okay, where am I spending money that I don't need to? Because it is an investment in your health for sure. I mean, breaking it down to $4 a day, which, you know, now looking at it, I'm like, it's just $4 a day. But I remember at the time thinking, oh my God, that's $4 a day. So learning how to really kind of reorganize your budget accordingly to get what you need there to make the room, to make the space, because that's what it's really all about. It's the same thing that goes for our fitness. You know, you may not have the extra hour a day where you find yourself laying around doing nothing. You have to create that hour a day and carve it out to do your personal development and your working out and your meal planning and your meal prepping. So a couple of things that I have found that really helped me. One is buy what is on sale. I know that sounds really simple and stupid, but seriously, shop what's on sale. I'm not a huge like coupon clipper. I wish I was, because I think it would make my life a lot easier. You know, you see people that do extreme couponing, and kudos, that's awesome. If anybody here in the group has the time to do that and does that, that's wonderful. But I am not one of those people. But I will go and I will pay attention to what is in season and what is on sale. If it is something that can be frozen, I buy a lot of it and I put it in the freezer. If it is something that has to be eaten right away, you know, I just make sure that that is something that I cook within the next couple days. But it takes a little more creativity, to be completely honest, when you're on a budget than when you're not, because when you're just going off of a set meal plan, you can say, okay, this is what I need to buy. I go to the store, I buy these things, I make this food. When you're really trying to make it fit into a certain budget, you have to create your meal plan based off of what you buy at the grocery store. So you have to go and buy, you know, just be aware of how much produce you need to buy to get through the week. Be aware of how much protein you need, so you can pay attention to, again, what's in season and what's on sale. That also gives you some variety throughout the year. Another thing that really helped me is buying in bulk. I borrowed my mother's Costco membership when I first started, and I would go to Costco, and that's where I would buy a lot of that stuff that I knew I could get cheaper there. Buying things in bulk, whether it's stuff, you know, like your oats, you know, plain oats, buying the big containers, stuff like that you can get at those sort of bulk grocery stores. Even Walmart is a place that you can get that stuff for, you know, cheaper. Creative shopping in general. So you may have to go to more than one grocery store to get everything that you need on your meal plan. Just either pick one day a week to knock them all out, or spread it out over the course of a few weeks. Know that this week I'm going to this store, next week I'm going to that one. I know for a lot of people, Aldi is one, Lidl is another that has helped a lot of people with just being that kind of discount grocery store that still focuses a lot on produce and organic stuff. I don't have either of those near me, unfortunately. What we have here is a Walmart, a Publix, the Commissary on Base, and what is the one? Winn-Dixie. So I split up my grocery shopping. I go and I buy everything that I can at the Commissary on Base, because that is where it's the cheapest. That's where I buy meat and I stock up in bulk. But I know that their produce is crap. So I go to Winn-Dixie a couple times a week and get what I need as far as produce there, because it doesn't last very long. And then I'll use Walmart as needed for some of those bigger bulk items. So just getting kind of creative. When I first started and I was living up in Maine, I really asked around in the community and found an Asian market that I shopped at. And it was kind of, it was maybe 20-30 minutes away, so it wasn't somewhere I could go every day, but I would go about twice a month, and I would get a lot of my produce there because I think I got avocados for like 20 cents a piece there or something insane. But when you talk to people, get involved with the community, find farmers markets, find people local that you can get stuff like that from for a really good deal. That really helps out a whole lot. I know that it takes a little bit more creativity and it can be a little more time consuming, but it can be done. And then really just keeping it simple. So you don't have to go with these big extravagant meals every night. You don't have to spend a ton of money on your grocery shopping. Keeping it super simple, just knowing that you're getting all of those food groups in, and then dress it up with your seasoning and that kind of stuff however you need to. I eat just about the same thing every day and have for years. I kind of cycle through a couple different patterns because I will get really sick of something and go to something else. But it's just simple. It keeps it easy for me. It helps me know what I need to get so that I don't get sidetracked at the grocery store. And I know that I'm getting in all my food groups every day. So some of those that I cycle back through are the overnight oats that you can prepare. Oats are dirt cheap, you guys. Like, they are not expensive. You can buy a huge container of them for like $5. And then just keep your yellow container in the big bucket and just scoop them out. So you can make overnight oats. I also will sometimes mix a couple of eggs in with my oats and microwave it for a minute, and that makes sort of like a microwave muffin, especially if you add some fresh fruit like blueberries. It makes it nice and juicy. So that gives you a protein, a carb, and a fruit right there, and it's really, really easy. Also, you can add in something like a teaspoon of almond butter. So you're getting in a lot of really good nutritionally packed food that's not costing much at all, and it's really quick and simple to make. You can set up a week's worth at a time and just prepare them the night before or whatever so that you've got it all ready to go, and it keeps it really, really simple. You can mix up the fruit to make it different. Same thing with the overnight oats. I get tired of eating the same exact flavor every day, so I would do the oats and almond milk or Greek yogurt or whatever, and blueberries, and then do strawberries in another, add some almonds or some walnuts, almond butter, peanut butter if you like peanut butter. Cocoa powder is actually really good. Unsweetened cocoa powder with strawberries is really good. It kind of makes it like a chocolatey treat. So just sort of mixing it up in slight little ways, but basically eating the same thing every day or every other day, just kind of keeping yourself in a pattern. I will eat for my morning snack a lot of times. I'll pre-slice apples and put them with almond butter or some mixed nuts. I will do Greek yogurt with berries, granola and nuts or something on top of it for a little texture. It's quick and easy to eat on the go. Lunch, I usually bring a salad unless I specifically plan and make enough leftovers to have lunch the next day. When I cook dinner at night, I'll usually just make salads, and I'll either do hard-boiled eggs or batch cook some kind of protein every week, whether, like I said, it's hard-boiled eggs this week, or it might be chicken, rotisserie chicken, or going and buying chicken breast that's on sale and cooking all of that at once. However you have to do that. If you do not eat meat, there are other options. I see Moo walking across. Whatever works for your specific meal plan, and I can work with you guys one-on-one on that. But just keeping it really simple and dressing it up in small ways like that. Where I get creative is my dinners, and even there, I still rotate back through the same stuff. I try to add in something new like every week, but then still sticking with the same rotation of the favorites. So like, we like taco salads. My husband likes taco salads, thankfully. I like taco salads. So I make that every week. I know I make taco salads, and I make enough to eat 2 nights out of the week. And then I'll throw in something new from one of the fixate recipes or whatever, but just kind of keeping those things in rotation that you can do easily. All of that might be about all the tips I have on eating at a cost-efficient way. The other thing is, really just sticking to, when you go to the grocery store, having a plan. I think I get really sidetracked easily at the grocery store if I don't have a very specific plan, or if I go in hungry, or if I go in stressed out. So just having that list and really sticking to it, doing the outside perimeters of the grocery store so that you're getting those whole fresh foods, only getting what you need from the middle parts that are the prepackaged foods, and just getting out of there. Another thing that is really helpful that I didn't think about is the online shopping that's now gotten really popular. A lot of these grocery stores will allow you to buy your groceries online, and you go to the store and pick them up, and they load them up for you and everything. And I know when I was in Maine, I did that at Hannaford, and it was like $5 per visit, but that's $5 that I know I would have spent on something else had I gone into the grocery store and wandered around. I would have probably bought $15 worth of stuff that I didn't plan on. So that's another really good option. And just knowing that what you're spending on that food, when you're putting good food into your body, Shakeology, for example, what you're spending on that Shakeology, you're not going to be spending on other crap that would be replacing it. You know, for me, that's whatever on-the-go breakfast thing I would be eating, and other snacks that would be shortly following it, as well as all of the other things that just sort of go into my body throughout the day and how I feel. Thinking about it in the ways of, not that it's necessarily costing me money when I have a migraine, but it is, because it's costing me my efficiency at work. It's costing me trouble with my relationships. I'm having to take medications that then have negative effects on my body and make me constipated and make me bloated and make me groggy. And all of that will then, you know, tumble through the rest of the day of me combating it with, okay, I need more caffeine, I need this, I need that. So just looking at what you're doing for your body and how that is benefiting you in the long run. So hopefully those are helpful things. That's my crash course in budget healthy eating. I'd like to just kind of open it up and see if either of the lovely ladies that hopped on live have any questions or anything that they want to bring up, and we can chat about it.
Yes, I have one thing. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good. I have pretty much the same routine do you have. One thing, I think I told you that already. Nobody talks too much because it's just probably something new. But it's being really helpful for me, the air fryer, because you don't use any kind of, like, you don't use oil at all. And it's really fast. Like, I can make a lean steak or anything, like the fixate meatballs, that the recipe they have there. Instead of putting in the oven, and it can take, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, it takes like, I made today some, it takes like 8 minutes.
Wow.
To get ready. So for me, it's just amazing because I arriving home late. So what I do, I just get like frozen vegetables, just put in the microwave and pick some meatballs, get prepared, or any kind of meat, steak, chicken, anything. Just put in the air fryer. In like 10 minutes, I have a meal prep. You know,
That's
so
awesome.
it's amazing. And you have like different prices around there for air fryers. And apparently, I did some research. They are pretty much all the same thing. So it's just save like a bucket there or so and just buy one. It's really helpful. I like a lot. So just something to add there.
Yeah, that's really helpful. And kind of along those lines, I'm glad you brought that up. I meant to bring up my Food Saver, which is a vacuum sealer. And that's another thing that, you know, again, it's an initial investment, but in the long run, it saves me a lot of money because I can go and buy like the gigantic, you know, when chicken goes on sale at the grocery store and it's like, you know, 50 cents a pound, and they sell it in these giant things, and you're like, but I'm never going to use that much chicken. I can bring it home and split it up into 2 chicken breasts per thing and vacuum seal it, and it lasts in my freezer forever and stays fresh. And you can do it with produce and stuff too. I know you can do that with like avocados after you open them. You can vacuum seal them so they don't go bad.
Oh, that's cool.
I eat them too fast to know what that's like, but but I hear that they go bad. So yeah, investing in those things. You know, a crock pot is another good one. Just a little tip about the crock pot: do not leave it sitting on the stove and turn your stove on accident while the cord is laying.
Better not.
I no longer have a crock pot because of that. I have to buy a new one. I did that a few weeks ago. I melted it, and I asked my husband, I'm like, can I still use this? And he's like, no, that is a fire hazard. There's wires sticking out. So, but, you know, crock pots aren't that expensive anymore. There's all these things out there now that make our lives so much easier, and it's so worth investing in these little items. I think I'm going to have to get an air fryer because that is really cool.
It's really amazing. I didn't know until I went to Brazil to visit my parents, and my mom, she has one, and she was talking about over and over again how cool it is, blah, 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 because you don't need any oil. And she's like, she needs to be on a certain diet too, because she has high cholesterol, like some kind of high glucose and all this stuff. And so she's always watching what she eats. And then I was like, air fryer? No, I don't think so. I don't even know that's crazy. How you fry something? It's probably like awful, tastes awful. And I went there. My mom made something. I think she made just fries. She made some fries on the air fryer, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's good. So I came back. I talked with my husband. I said, we must have one. It's just like, it's good. And I think, and I'm pretty sure it's healthy. There is no way not being healthy.
Yeah.
Because there's no oil. And if you get a lean meat, all the fat just goes down, because it has like some kind of grill there that it goes through. So you have different ones, but mainly most of them, they have some kind of grill that just go through the oil, the fat from the meat. And so you get even less fat from the meat. And I still think it's better than I still have a George Foreman, but I still think the fryer is better because it tastes better. It tastes like fryer. So people, oh yeah, so it tastes like a fry stuff. So it tastes better. If I put like a steak in the George Foreman, it just get like dry and not so tasty. Like chicken, I hate chicken in George Foreman. It's just awful. It's like a piece of like, I don't know. It's or like a rubber. I don't like it. So I made a fried chicken and like a breast chicken in the air fryer, and it was amazing. It was just like, it was moisture inside, fry outside, and moisture inside. So it's so delicious. So I tell everybody, all the girls at work, when I go there, girls, you must have one in home, because it's amazing. It's just really good and healthy. I just don't know how people don't talk too much.
Yeah, I haven't heard, I guess because they are new, because I haven't heard a whole lot about them. But I think I'm going to have to, you've sold me on it now. Like, this is, I'm going to have to go buy one now.
It really tastes good. Yeah, and have like tons of recipes in the internet, so you can get that. I know Beachbody has a bunch of like things to eat that can help you out, but I found also this oatmeal that is amazing. Like just 1 gram of sugar and 100 calories total. I can send to you a picture. I don't know if I did yet, but if I did, then I can send to you. I got a Kroger. I don't know if you have Kroger where you live.
I don't have one here, but I mean, we have stuff that's pretty similar.
And it's probably you can get at Amazon too. Everything you get at Amazon. But the main thing is oatmeal and also quinoa together.
Quinoa, yeah, I didn't think about that. But it's not expensive, and it's you can use it in everything.
It's delicious, because I like to eat my oatmeal with milk, and I do the overnight, but I like more when it's warm. So I make mine in the morning. It's just like a package. Like it was really like the Quaker ones, you know. So the one I have is also maple syrup, the taste, and it's just like one package has like 100. Of course, if you make with water, but I make with almond milk, and the package has 100 calories and just 1 gram of sugar, which is the very important thing. And it's not too expensive. So I got a couple of them, and I was like, okay, that's my way to go in the morning, because I just take to work with me, and I make in a microwave there really fast. I take the milk in a little bottle, and then I take that with me, and that's what I eat. It's so delicious too. So I try to when I go to the grocery, I try to find things that can make my life easier. Like the other one that I told you, the Alexia brand. Yeah. Oh my gosh, they have so many good things. So they have this cauliflower rice with white cheddar cheese, and they also had the one that I showed you, the squash one, squash rice or whatever they call that. And it's easier. One package can make 2 meals for me, because you can't eat too much either, because you are in your portion stuff. But I really like rice because I'm Brazilian. I really love rice and beans. Beans I'm not eating too much, but rice is a thing that I really like, so I'm controlling myself. So not having the rice and putting the cauliflower instead is very helpful because the texture is still kind of the same, so it kind of mess with my brain. My brain is okay with that, and it's delicious. So I just put in the microwave, and again, it's just like in 5 minutes with the meat that I put in the air fryer. In like 8 minutes, I have a meal.
That's awesome.
It is. It's really helpful.
Yeah, that's really cool. All right. Well, Jen, do you have anything to add?
I was going to second. I actually found them by chance, the Quaker oatmeal cups.
Mm-hmm.
And I get there's one that's like cinnamon, apple, and walnut.
Yum.
Oh, it's fantastic. And they have them at Publix. So that's where I got mine. But I hadn't tried the other one, the maple one, but I'll have to get them. But I mean, I keep them in my desk, and that way I'm not scrounging around the office, hopefully for potato chips or something. I can eat that instead.
Yeah.
So I keep those, and I keep a couple of the Kind bars, not the ones that have like the chocolate drizzle and stuff on them, but the bigger square ones.
Mm-hmm.
I keep those as well. So.
Yep, all really good tips. I mean, that comes down to just having something available, so that you're not finding the need to either go scrounge for stuff or go purchase things, because if you find yourself starving and having to run across to whatever you have time to buy, whatever fast food restaurants open, that's again where you're going to get derailed and spend more money because it costs more. It's cheaper to eat at home and to make your own food, and then you know what's in it.
Let me show you guys something. I don't know if you guys ever saw this brand.
I have. I've not tried.
I heard they were really gross.
Oh, you think? I like it.
I hadn't tried them. I had heard they were horrible, so I didn't try them.
Did you ever try that older? I have a brand here, but I didn't really eat. That's the brand you find at Target. Actually, that one you find at Target too, but gosh, it's everything together here now. Wait a minute. Is the name of the brand's like Laraba?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
I haven't in a while, but I find those all the time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so the texture of the older one that I showed you now is the same, but I think the taste is better.
Cool.
That's what I think. The older thing that I usually take with me to work is the same brand. Now I'm not gonna have for you guys because here. They make this too.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just a package. You can find it on Amazon too. It's just a packet. They have different ones. I don't eat that one. This is for my husband because I don't like cinnamon and I'm not a big fan of peanut butter either. But I'm not a big fan. But I'm trying to force myself to eat peanut butter because it's the only things that I can really eat. So this one is actually peanut butter and chocolate, and the chocolate is not really. It's cocoa only. Mm-hmm. So the ingredients here only are dates, peanuts, egg whites, chocolate, then say natural flavor, which I'm not sure what it is, sea salt, and cocoa. That's the only thing that it has in this thing. So that's what I like so much. I don't think they put too many things that you keep wondering what it is, if it's healthy, if it's not. So I eat that one and I force myself. So the texture is like the Lara bars, which it can be is weird.
Because it's like getting used to. I agree.
Yeah, it's like everything together, like really like a brick kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it tastes good. So Target sells that. So I don't know if you guys have their Fresh Thyme. Do you ever heard about it? Mm-hmm. No? Okay. Fresh Thyme is also like a grocery store. Like it's like Whole Foods. You guys may find at Whole Foods. I don't know. Hey, guys, stop. So you may have 8 little dogs. So they are, if you find you individual, you can buy just one because at Target, they sell already the box with a couple, like 4 or more. Yeah. So what if you buy a box and you're like, I don't like that. So you need to try to find somewhere that they will sell just that. That will be, the bar will be by the bars, the peanut stuff, because I take to, when I go to work, I take like a banana and then I take one of that package and I just eat half of that package with my banana.
Yeah.
So it's really easy. They have like they have the almond butter, they have peanut butter, so you can just choose whatever butter you want and you have your snack. So you're good.
And that's fast and
Um,
easy. So that's
mhm.
great.
That one you find a Target, like individual packets. So you're
Mhm.
fine. But the bars, I didn't see any individual packets. I just bought the box because I already tried and like it. It is weird. I'm not gonna lie. The bars, they are weird. There's no really bar that I will tell you that I like it, to be honest with you. I think they are all weird, but has some of them that I like it. And I just bought like when I really need to like eat something with kind of sugar or something. I bought this Atkins. They have different bars, but then they also have one of my favorite things in the world, which is chocolate with um, coconut covered with chocolate, like almond joy.
Mm-hmm.
So they have this ones too. The amount of sugar is really really low. So when I eat, the bar is like this size, but when I eat like just like this piece, like a quarter probably of the bar, and then I leave it alone. And maybe some point, if I crave really bad again, I will eat again. But I don't eat all the time at all. But it is a good thing that if I'm craving, is Atkins is a brand that is out there for like people who is like working out and doing that stuff. I say, well, it's probably not that bad to take some. So that's why I got it. And it's being helpful. I don't eat very much. I bought like a box with a couple bars and I barely went through. I mean, I still have a couple there. So it's just the main thing is you controlling yourself,
Mm-hmm.
which is hard. I mean, here in my house, I have my husband's not on diet, but I cook and I get things for him. So I went to a restaurant today and I grabbed food for him. And I was like, well, it's a Mexican food. I really can't get anything from me here. There is nothing. I could get a steak, but a steak I make in my house. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
no, never mind. I'm fine. So I was starving. I was starving when I brought the food because of my breakfast was not very, I didn't make many things. But I was like, my God, I was shaking. So I got home. First thing I did was like, I grabbed a banana, put the butter, because they also sell that butter. They sell like in the little containers at Target. So that's cool too. So I have one that in home. So I grabbed one, measure how much I could get, and I would just like one bite, a little bit, one bite, a little bit. And that's how I did. So it's not, maybe the Atkins bar is the worst thing I could get it, but I think it's not that bad either. But I didn't try the Beachbody bars
I
either.
was going to ask if either of you guys have tried the beach bars because those are awesome.
No.
I've only tried the one flavor. I need to get the other one. But Mary,
Okay.
the other coach in this group, she eats them all the time, keeps them on hand for her kids. And they're really good, a good little pick-me-up snack. And they're in 2 flavors right now. I think they'll come out with more because they've had a lot of success with those. They've been a pretty big hit.
Good.
And knowing too, like when you have those sweet cravings for something very specific, that's where I love to get creative with my Shakeology. And put, like in the chocolate Shakeology, you can do like some shredded coconut and a drop of caramel extract. And it tastes like, what are the Girl Scout cookies, Samoas? That's what they taste like to me. Like it's so good. So just kind of getting creative and making it something that's kind of fun and that you can feel good about. There's also all of the recipes on Fix8 for different Shakeology, like balls, little energy balls, or there was one that was like some kind of morning bars, cookies and stuff like that you can do. So
I didn't get my Shakeology. I'm waiting.
well, good. It'll be here soon.
I know on the old website before they redid it, there was that entire section for recipes.
Uh-huh.
Where are y'all finding recipes now?
Okay, if you go to Beachbody On Demand and go to Fix8, there's, how there used to be just the Fix8 videos of like the containers and that stuff. Did you ever look at those? Yeah. So now there's a ton of recipes there too. If you go to the
that's where they went.
So there's
because I found a really good there's a baked chicken that I do that actually my husband will eat too, and he's super picky. But you let it marinate for like 30 minutes in a mixture of eggs, Worcestershire sauce, and hot sauce, and then lightly bread it with panko breadcrumbs, and bake it, and it's freaking fantastic. And I found it on there, and I could never find the section again because it was right before they changed the website.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you should be able to find it in there. I know there's some similar chicken ones in there.
okay.
I did one pretty recently with you just do like an egg wash over the chicken and then coat it in almond flour, and it was really good. And again, like Zach and
'cause I can't do red meat, so
that's
chicken
right.
and turkey are kind of
Yeah,
it's kind of my go-to.
and you
So
can
I
do
can. I'm just miserable the day after if I do
the
it.
turkey
So.
meatballs, and you know, like
Oh,
there's plenty there that you can get creative with and find stuff. But I like the new layout has taken me getting some used to too. But I do really like it. You can go to the Fixate. There's all the videos, and then the like program materials section where normally you'd find your workout calendar. That's where they have all the recipes listed out.
Okay, gotcha.
And there's the new Fixate, the Ultimate Portion Fix. I don't know if you've looked into that at all yet.
I saw it popping up.
Yeah, definitely look into it, and kind of, you know, peruse through it, because there's a whole volume 2 cookbook that will be released, and then like all new recipes and stuff, a whole new system that goes with it that I think is going to be really, really powerful as far as just sort of shifting mindset. Kind of a lot of the stuff that I know you and I have both worked on a lot on our own.
Yeah.
Now Autumn has taken that and been like, hey, this has been really helpful for people who need to think of food in a healthier way. And she's, you know, now presented this as something with people. So I know she targets like emotional eating and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So I think it's going to be super, super powerful. Patricia actually signed up for it. Didn't you? Yeah, you have that now, right? Or it's on its way.
The what?
The Ultimate Portion Fix.
Yeah, it's coming in. They just shipped today, so.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a really good resource. And then that's something that as coaches, which all three of us here have coach accounts, you can get certified to be a master trainer and kind of help, you know, really use that as an educational tool, which I think is really awesome. So that's another thing that can help. And again, you know, it's looking at, yes, it's an initial investment, but in the long run, it's going to save you time and money and help, which is worth more than anything.
Gosh, they got
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap up the call and the recording here. We're at about a half hour, unless there's anything else you guys want to. Look at that little munchkin.
So cute. I have a moo. Wherever
I saw Moo walk across at one point and I laughed. There's Moo.
All terrible. They're all terrible. This one just like, look at that face. Just one of the 8 I have. They're all crazy.
In my chair here.
Chico.
I saw Riley's fluffy butt at some point too.
I wish I could move the laptop to show you. I have a little bed that's like tater-sized bed. Riley is laying in it right now.
Oh.
Riley is 75 pounds and doesn't fit in it.
Yeah, she's not tater sized at all.
Oh, and she has my slipper in her mouth, so that's nice.
Oh, good.
Thanks, Riley. All right. Anything else you guys want to add before we hop off? All right.
No, I think I'm good.
Good chat. Good to get to see your beautiful faces.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. You guys
Nice
have a
to
great
meet you,
night
Jen.
and a wonderful Monday.
Yeah,
Bye.
you too.